What's up, you guys? Damocles here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get god roll items in Outriders and what you should be looking for specifically for those god rolls. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20k, and you guys have been supporting me so much so far, so if you could keep it up, be most appreciated. This is one of my most asked about questions, so I figured I would try and make a quick video just going over how I would look for god roll items, especially as you're leveling up and trying to make budget builds and stuff like that. So let's just hop right into it. So the first method that I recommend all the time, obviously just spam run CT15s. And don't just look at epics, look at blues, look at everything you possibly can, okay? So like for example, regardless of the character that you're on, try and think about characters that you want to play in the future, or think about other stuff that you're trying to farm for. So for example, right, like I know on my Technomancer, my legs are a little weak. They're a little unoptimized. Like I wanted to try something else on them. So even on my Pyromancer, I'm on the lookout for a bonus firepower, close range, long range drop, because that's a god roll on the Technomancer. And so then I go and I see, okay, it has burning ground on it, but I can remove that. I just have to ensure that when I upgrade the rarity, that it becomes something that I want. Okay, so that's one example. You just go into CT15s, don't just, or any challenge tiers, I guess, any expeditions, and make sure you look at every single item, every single one. Because every single one has a purpose, right? If you dismantle it, whatever, but you want to make sure you're even looking at the blues. And you can see it on stream. I check out every single one before I go and dismantle. Okay? The second way, and what you should be doing combined with the first way, especially if you're leveling up and grinding, is checking the vendors constantly. And now, I'm not just talking about your little Outriders base camp vendors. I'm not talking about just like Bailey and Tiago, but they also, obviously they can give you god rolls and they can give you epics right there. But I'm talking about this dude Gregor, and I'm talking about I don't even remember the guy's name in Trenchtown, but there's another vendor in Trenchtown that you should go and check out as well. And both of these guys have the ability to give you god roll items too. So you go and you look and you see, even the greens, you see, hey, max health, not good. Bonus firepower, not great. Like anomaly power, close range skill leech, that's not bad. And you just keep looking for those rolled stats. And then if you happen to find a well stat rolled item that's a green, then you just go, we'll just say, okay, this is going to be our god roll. You buy it, and you basically run the lottery. You have 2 chances of getting something that is going to end up being a god roll, right? So you can go and, let's see here. We're going to go and we're going to take it over to Zahidi. And we're going to say bonus firepower, skill, life leech, cooldown reduction. We'll just pretend like those are god roll. Like that's a god roll for, I don't know, volcanic pyro, whatever. So when we go to improve the rarity, right, and you should try and level it up to max as much as you can before you improve the rarity if you're still leveling, we're going to get 3 options for mods. And this is going to be your first chance to test whether or not this is going to actually be a god roll. You know what I mean? So we go and we look and say, hey, frequent phaser beam, I want that. That's great. And we know, okay, perfect. Now, whatever we turn it into for epic version, it doesn't even matter because we're going to be able to replace that epic slot. Right? So phaser beam, reduce the skills cooldown. This is what we wanted. This is our perfect god roll item. Now, when we upgrade it again, like, oh, look, we got resistance, pierce, fresh mag, and no resistance against fortified. I don't like any of those, but I can just go and I can mod it. So let's remove emergency stance. Let's put on emergency stance or untamed power. And look, now we've got our god roll. And so you need to look at every single item just like that. Okay? Think about like, all right, if I can just get, if I can get one mod that's correct, even if this first one is garbage, say you didn't want frequent phaser, you just go and say, all right, let's hope that the second one is going to be a tier 2 that we want. And if it's a tier 2 you want, then you're still set. You're going to have a god roll piece. You just need to replace the first mod. And that's really important when you start getting into tier 3s. But like really want to be looking for those stats first and then work your way down. Another thing, which some people do, which I'm not going to show it here because I don't want to get my account watermarked, is what some people do is when they go to improve the rarity and you get those 3 options, they pick the option even if it's a bad one, if they don't want it, then if they got crappy options that they didn't want, then they'll pick the option, and then before they leave the crafting screen, they will either, they'll dashboard or they'll Alt F4, I don't know what it is on PC, and when they load back into the game, then it'll be like the item never changed. And so that's pretty exploitive. And so you risk getting your account watermarked over it, I feel like. A lot of people do it. It's very similar to the hunt thing, but people do it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get my account watermarked for obvious reasons, but I'm just letting you guys know what other people are doing. Okay? And so those are going to be the easiest ways for you to go and get God roll items, or the most straightforward way. Go and farm challenge tiers, expeditions, look at every single piece, and work your way down. Okay, if you get a blue, and the blue, the first mod is usually a tier 1. I think it's mandatorily a tier 1 mod, which for Pyro works out great, for other classes not so great. And then whenever you upgrade it to an epic, it's going to be the tier 2. So if you get, for example, Anomaly Pyromancer, if you get Anomaly, Cooldown, and Skill Leech, God roll immediately. If you happen to get something like maybe Frequent Phaser is what you want for your budget build, then you're set. And you can keep that item, even if you're level 20, you can keep that item all the way until level 50, straight up. So that's how you're going to go and get God rolls, guys. I hope that explained it in the quickest way possible. Make sure you're checking out the armor vendor in Rift Town, the first town you go to, and Trench Town, as well as Bailey and Tiago when you're looking at armor pieces. And, just be safe out there. If you go and use some sketchy methods, your account could get watermarked by the developers as cheating. So just be very careful if you are going to go do that. I wouldn't recommend it. You can get plenty of greens and stuff. Just wait for the vendors to refresh and keep running those expeditions. So that's it for me, guys. I hope this helped you out. Please go and, like, comment. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you want to see next. Come follow me on Twitch. We're streaming all the time and doing viewer carries. So, have a good one. Adamocles out.